Hello and welcome to Warblog. Today I'm looking at this game, which is Qaryat Barim. It's a bit an odd statement, because obviously if you listen to this in a year's time it won't make any difference, but I haven't done anything for over a week and I feel low I'm neglecting things a little, so I just pull this one out of the blue. Just so that I can get another video up onto YouTube. Really, I've been stuffed with things I've got to do, so I'm just going to sort of just play this. And it's interesting, really, because I haven't really read the thing, and I've absolutely no idea what the background is, or because I haven't just sort of done it and researched it, so I can't say, oh, this is what's happening. So all I'm doing here is really looking at the ISIS unit, clearly over here, and the objectives, and I'm sort of thinking, well, I've got to do this now, and I could have done this a bit earlier, but I'm just sort of maybe explaining that the video is not so much done under duress, but it's done under sort of the haste of not actually sitting down and thinking, oh man, fantastic, I'm going to have another little, I'm looking forward to this, or I'm just squeezing this in between other things that I'm rushing around doing. So yeah, anyway, so that at least will keep my video on YouTube sort of not a week ago, which, you know, I don't want, not that I really care too much, but that's the main motivation. So I'm just really going to sort of play it, really. I mean, obviously we've got to take these roads. I think we basically got to take this road, because that's what this looks like, Route 11, Road 1. Also to take this border point. So it's interesting, like every single game that I play. It's interesting because I'm sort of thinking, that border point is all the way down there on its own, and first thing I was thinking, can I sort of squidge this motorised unit somehow around there? I mean, I can get it to, I think I can go 4 hexes, the motorised unit, 1, 2, 3, 4, I could get there, but I could still be attacked by that. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's possible that if I move there, he wouldn't be able to actually do much. But the thing is, by the time I get there, he'll be entrenched. But he'll be dug in, not so much entrenched, but it could possibly get to being entrenched. So it'll only be a 1-to-1, so it's still pretty tight. So I don't think that sort of race down there, unless I did it with both units, but that would leave me exposed here. And I've only really got some irregulars up here, so in order to hold this line I sort of need to leave them there. I mean, I've got some irregulars here that I could possibly move down here, but I don't think that I could possibly just about get to that one and carry out an attack to start occupying that. It's looking not particularly overwhelming for the ISIS player. I mean, they've really got to sort of, I think the thing to do, really, the strategy that I'm sort of thinking now in my rushed and addled mind is, oh look, we've got some drones, but the strategy really, I mean, if we can take out these units, you know, that's the thing to do, to take these units out. And once these are gone, there will be no threat to then moving down here, and I mean, these are just ones. So there's not really much. I mean, there's 2 here. So, that in mind, with the objective of inflicting as much damage as possible on the, I don't even know what they are, Iraqi units. We've got this, which is sort of like the core element. I mean, other than the anti-tank, they're all irregulars, so we could possibly get them 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. It's, I think in the first instance, what I sort of need to do is to position the units in some kind of strike formation. It's tempting to sort of try and attack this, but what I think I'm going to do is move him. Let me get my tool out. Move him to there, and that will give me this unit to deal with that. Move these units maybe to there, with some support from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. With the idea of then taking that. Now we don't know what they're going to do. They might start falling back. But with these units, we'll form up sort of here, moving what we've got here into there, but it's not going to get there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we could basically move into there and then start moving forward to take out both of these units. But you know, that's a lot of stuff. So they're all quite a long way away. So it really comes down to sort of, well, I could prove. Let's just look at this. We've got 1. So there's 4 in there, 5, and they're both motorised units. 6. We've got 6 in total, so it's basically 1 against each, with 2 against one of them. So I think we've got to have possibly 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 more against this, and we'll also ignore that one for the time being, but we'll double it up. So we'll have 2 irregulars against this, 2 against that, and 2 against that. So basically that means the limiting factor to some extent are these ones, so I'll start moving them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's now got 1.2 movement left. I can't even calculate whether or not that gives me enough to move another unit. I mean, if I moved, so that's a total of, how much have I moved so far? 4.2. So that's 1.05 apparently. 4.8. So there's 1.2 per movement. So I've got 1 more movement left. But he's going to be joining this irregular against that. So I might as well just put him there. And reload the other one. So this unit can move, and then just to make this more secure, I'll put him in there. So there's my strike force for that unit. So there's the strike force for that unit, leaving me with, oh, I've messed that up. I've messed it up because there's 1, 2, 3, there's 3 there, so this one should be going that way. Oh well. See, you can only move super slow. One of these units needs to be, it doesn't really matter, but this unit, how much movement has he got? They're both on 0, so one of these really wants to be going that way. And that's that. So we've got some drones, but how many? I think we've got 4 movement, is that right? I don't know. I don't want to use the drones, or do I? Should be able to attack that one next turn, so if we use some drones against it, dropping grenades and whatever they do, it'll force him to either hold still where he is or move. So he's got, if he holds still he'll recover a little bit, but if he moves he's got significant damage now, or at least 1.1 depression. So that's that. Okay. It's a tough one for the Iraqis because this is probably going to get attacked and they probably know it. So they can fall back, I think. And that's that. But this unit might want to be in a position to help. He's not really in a position to be truly attacked, but that defends him a little. And this one here, he either stays there, he's going to try and defend this road and recovers. I think he's going to stay there and recover because he's still susceptible there. Here, we're just going to stay and hold. Everything here is sort of serving its purpose. So, right. Okay, well he's recovered now to 0.1. First off, let's put some drones in there. Point 4. I'll use the other drone against this unit. No effect. Okay, let's do this attack here first. So what should this be? 5, 10, 12, so it should be a 4 to 1 times 30%, possibly a 5 to 1, 6 to 1 DE. Okay, well that was what they needed. That suddenly changes the whole balance of power. Here, it should be a 2 to 1, 3 to 1, possibly worth giving it a go. 3 to 1 and a DR. 2.4. So that's that really. Left. Well, that leaves them plenty of scope for sending all this motorised stuff down here to take that out and then to move up there. So it's probably going to be quite a simple game. Now the Iraqis, they can either fall back, but I think it's possibly going to be worth trying to inflict some damage on these irregulars, because they are only irregulars. So that's a 2 to 1 and a DR, so they now have at least one depression. Maybe move these guys down here. Well, got 45 seconds left, so I'm not really going to do much more, but I think it's quite clear that the ISIS player can pretty much complete this. It sort of depends on a lot of luck. I mean, that attack could have gone wrong, but the 6 to 1 is probably unlikely, so it's probably fairly simple, straightforward ISIS victory. But anyway, I feel super rushed, but it just goes to show you can squeeze 15-minute gameplay into time when you've not got 15 minutes. So that's done and dusted. I hope you enjoyed that, and speak to you later. Cheers, bye.